How's it going, guys, and welcome to today's video. I'm so glad you guys are all here, and first of all I want to say I hope you all are having an awesome day and doing whatever it is you need to do to succeed. Now, is it just me, or sometimes you feel like you're having those days where you can't do whatever it is you want to do, right? You feel unmotivated, you don't feel like you have a purpose to do anything, right? Those days where it's just like, I call them the dark days, you know, because you just don't have any energy to do anything, right? And you're trying to see what is it that I need, what is it that I'm lacking that's preventing me from doing this, right? For most of us, is that one thing that we struggle to comprehend, we struggle to adapt in our life, and that is called self-discipline. Gentlemen, I know this is something a lot of us struggle with, right? Because it's something you have to learn. It's not something that you have. It's something that you have to teach yourself and constantly remind yourself and just keep doing it. Because at the end of the day, that's what discipline is. It's going to help you get past those days where you don't feel like doing it, you have no energy, or you're just depressed because of some little reason. Discipline is going to take over that. Discipline is going to help you get through those days that you feel are the rough days, and it's just going to keep making you do whatever it is you want to do. So I figured today I'm going to give you some tips that are going to help you kind of stay disciplined. But first, before we even talk about discipline, you need to understand that discipline is not motivation. It's not, alright? They're two completely different things. Motivation is something that lasts temporary, right? Like a feeling you get when you watch a motivational video or something in that aspect where you're just like, yes, I feel good at the moment, let's do the work. But then after a few hours, that moment, that energy, right, tends to fade away. And then you go back to wherever state you were, and then you think, oh, I maybe gotta watch another video. That's not what discipline is. That's just motivation. Discipline is something, it's like a habit you create that no matter what motivations you install into yourself that day, it literally is going to push you through whatever tough thing that is in front of you to keep going and keep going, because it's just like a burning desire that you have. It's going to keep you going no matter what lies ahead of you, and that's discipline. So now that we covered that part, let's get into the video and talk about the first thing you need to do to develop self-discipline, and that is to focus on the identity, not the goal. A lot of us focus on the goal, right? The big goal at the end, the thing you want to accomplish, whether it is you want that six-pack, the muscles, the cars, the money, right? But that's like basically motivation that I was talking about. That thing at the end, how are you able to keep going if it's just an object you're trying to desire? A lot of us forget it's not the object, it's the person you want to become at the end, right? That person you're gonna be there. Because if you are able to focus on the identity and not the object or the goal at the end, you're going to be able to discipline yourself and remind yourself that this is the person I want to be and the person that I need to be today in order for me to keep going. Because the person that you're going to be when you reach that goal at the end, it's going to be a completely different person than you are right now. It is. Because of several reasons. You're going to grow, you're going to gain more knowledge, you're going to become more self-aware. So that at the end, that person on top, that person you want to be, who has the money, the cars, and all that stuff, you need to act as that person. You need to be like, what does that person do? What is he doing right now that's making him successful, that's keeping him up there? And act as if you are that person, because that's going to, basically, I like to say, rev the engine up, right? It's going to keep you going, that fire. So those days where you don't feel like doing shit, you're going to remember that person. You're going to remember that person on top instead of the goals. You're going to remember the person, the identity. And that's going to keep you going. Which leads me to the second thing, and that is to build new habits. This is very important because at the beginning of building new habits or trying things out is a very good form of developing self-discipline. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, and this is something that happened when I started eBay. It was something new for me. I didn't really know how to manage it, how to do it, right? But I'm such a curious person that I wanted to see how it is. I wanted to see how it goes, how far I can go. And I already had a similar goal to mine. I really didn't have like an amount or anything. I just told myself that I'm going to sell as much as I can for this 1 year period, right? And see how well I do in my business, right? And I started picturing, because I started watching other people do it. I started to investigate, started researching. I started to see how other people were living their life doing this, the things they were doing, right? And that right there, I kind of vibed off that. It empowered me to get a vision, to see myself doing what they were doing, but in my own way. And that right there kept me motivated, kept me going. kept me going every single day. Even when the days were getting tough, I wasn't selling an item every day, or I would go days without selling anything. It would keep me going because I remember that person, right? I remember what I wanted to do. And through that new habit, I was able to develop discipline because I wanted to do it. I wanted to be that person. And just by starting a new habit, right? I didn't even know where it was gonna take me. I didn't know if I'd like it. But just by starting it, learning it, and getting into it, I developed discipline along the way. And now I'm happy doing it because I actually tried it. This is why I tell you to get out of your comfort zone. Try new things out because you never know what thing you love if you haven't tried it, right? You can't tell me that you don't like tofu if you never tried it, right? So you have to try it out first before you even decide whether you like it or not. And a lot of us don't do that. We give up right away. How are you gonna develop discipline if you never ever try? Number 3 on the list is proper nutrition, proper sleep, and proper exercise. This is very important, guys, because you need all of this in order for you to function well, in order for you to actually work. Because if you don't have proper rest, how do you expect to have energy the next day? If you don't have a proper nutrition, how do you expect to have energy the next day, right? And finally, if you don't exercise, how do you expect to have energy? Am I right? It's important to have those things in check, right? Those things, you have to take care of them first because they're going to help you function. They're going to keep you going, give you the energy you need for the next day. All right, sleep your 7 or 8 hours, right? Eat the right amount of foods, the good amount of foods, the good type of foods actually. And exercise frequently because those things are going to keep your body going. Okay, they're literally, it's like your oil for your body. If you don't if you don't have those things going for you, how do you expect yourself to keep going? How do you expect to develop discipline, right? It also helps because when you do those things, it's like creating a new habit, right? If you have not doing it now, that's a new habit you're creating. And if you're able to consistently do that every single day, no matter what happens, you're developing self-discipline just by going to sleep on time, making your food healthy food, and going to the gym regularly. And finally, the 4th tip that I'm going to give you is to set yourself a reminder. And the perfect way to do this is to write down your why. I have done this myself. I have a book where I've written it down. I wrote down my story where I had that moment of realization that I wanted to do what I want to do today, which is YouTube, which is all my other businesses. And I've written down that moment I realized to the moment right now where it led up. And here I am today, you know? And I keep reading that from time to time to keep me motivated and to keep me disciplined, more important, because that is going to help me keep moving forward. No matter how tough the day gets, no matter how much I say the day is against me or whatever, that's going to help me realize that my purpose, whatever it is I want to do, is more important than a bummy day at the end. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to take a moment and write down your why, alright? After this video, or pause this video right now, whichever you feel like it, write down your why because it's going to serve as your purpose, your reminder of why it is that you want to do what you want to do, and it's going to serve you as your discipline. Because the days you feel like you don't want to do anything, the days you feel like things are going against you, you look back at your why and it's going to remind you why you need to keep going. No matter how tough it gets, why you need to keep going. Because you probably already hit rock bottom. You already hit that moment in your life where you're like, shit, this is probably the worst thing that can happen to me. And if anything else happens along the way, nothing's gonna beat that moment when I was all the way down there. Nothing. I can say that for myself. My depression, the suicidal thoughts, those were my lowest points in life. No matter whatever else hits me in life moving forward, nothing's gonna be way worse than that. So gentlemen, I hope this video can help you out. Those are 4 things you can do right now, to develop your self-discipline. It's gonna take time, but if you actually do these things that I'm teaching you instead of just looking at this video and not doing anything, because if you don't, then what's the point of watching or learning, right? It's the same way if you're reading a book and you're not going to put it into action, what good is it going to serve you in your life? So whatever I am teaching you in these videos, I want you to actually adapt into your life because you're going to see some great results when you actually do them. Gentlemen, I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace.